You can see the screen, right? All right. So as I said that project charter has various sections. We should have a business objective in the charter, and that
Okay.
objective can be either we want to increase revenue or avoid
Cost
cost,
saving.
or we want to improve the service. So it can be the third one can be improve service. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. Then we said that the charter should be having the sponsor name, steering committee name, and project manager. This is normal things, right? This should be there.
Okay.
And then we said that the project charter should have the project objective. And project objective, as
Yes.
I said, it is the you can say the end goal that we want to achieve through this project. That this project will result in the development of a fleet management system,
Racing car.
yeah, racing car or fleet management system, right?
Okay.
Yeah, or a human resource management system, or maybe
Mm.
a construction of a bridge, or construction of a mall, shopping mall, right? That will
Okay.
have
Yeah.
that will have a capacity of 1,000 or 100,000 people, like that. Something
Mm-hmm.
that is giving us some idea about the achievable or deliverable of the project. Yeah. And if we are
Mm-hmm.
talking about
Yes.
racing car, that it will bring the third generation, fifth generation racing car that will be capable to achieve the acceleration of 120 kilometer in 2 seconds or 5 seconds, like that.
Mm-hmm.
Something that is the objective of the project. Within some objectives, other objectives such as the it will be low budget racing car, maybe under 2 million, under 200,000. So something will be there as
Mm-hmm.
well.
Okay.
Then we have some high level requirements. High level requirements actually goes further into detail of the deliverable. As I was telling that there are functional characteristics of the car, that it should achieve the acceleration of this much and the capacity of this much, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those
Okay.
those things that we describe as the main major deliverables or sub deliverables or high level details of those that product that we are going to make. We will describe it
Mm-hmm.
here. Yeah, we can break it down into more and more performance goals that we want to achieve from this
Okay.
car. Yeah, so those will be high level
Okay.
requirements. Yeah, and then there comes other sections such as uh, milestones, constraints, high level
Okay.
deliverables. Okay, so let's talk about success criteria first of all. So in charter we said that we should have a project success criteria. Okay,
Okay.
now if we are constructing a building, okay, so what
Mm-hmm.
will be the success criteria? What will be the success criteria that after this building will be up and constructed, we should we should consider it a success if it has a better design. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we should
Okay.
consider it a success if it is having if we are having less waste, if we
Okay.
are having sustainable, not connecting. Okay, we are having a more efficient building, right? So the
Okay.
thing that we said that uh, once we will be having a constructed building, the we can say that we succeed, or these things should be in place, then the project will succeed, right? For example, success
Okay.
criteria is that if these things are in place, we are bound to succeed. Yeah, these are the
Okay.
factors that will lead us to success. Let's say new material choices, right? Improved
Mm-hmm.
method and processes, less waste, better design. All these things will lead us to success. It is opposite of the failure criteria, which means the things that will lead us to failure, right? Such as the
Okay.
risk. Yeah, we can
Mm-hmm.
consider success criteria as scope well defined, fewer change requests, better design, less waste, optimized resources, better control on the cost, better control on the budget, better control on the time.
Mm-hmm.
These things are the success factors.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, as you said that earlier, that we will talk about the main stakeholder.
Stakeholders, yes.
Yeah, I think he might not be. He might be asking for admission, right?
Yeah,
In
he'll be
terms,
asking for admission. You need to admit.
so we will come. Is it right? All right. So we were talking about uh, prior to that, we were talking about who are the stakeholders. Let's say if we are constructing a bridge or constructing a building, so who are our
Okay.
stakeholders? Our
Mm-hmm.
stakeholders will be the financial institution, the bank that is funding the building, right?
Okay, yes.
It can be the
Engineers
engineers, planners, architects, designers,
or
right?
suppliers.
Suppliers, constructors, contractors, suppliers,
Mm-hmm,
yeah?
mm-hmm,
Lawyers, sometimes insurance companies, surveyors, laborers, right? These are the main
mm-hmm.
stakeholders. There can be regulatory and statutory organizations from where the DIVA, FIVA, those organizations, the sanitary, the water and electricity organizations, right?
Yes,
Statutory organizations from where we need to seek the connections and approvals. Yeah. So these are
yes.
the main stakeholders. Yeah. And
Okay,
then what we have else as uh, summary milestone schedule. So this is little detailed one. As I mentioned here, it is about the construction project. And summary milestone schedule is, as I said earlier, it may be the full project life cycle. Okay, so a
okay,
project life cycle, it has different phases. A project life cycle has different phases. Construction project life cycle is little different from IT project life cycle because of
okay,
the names of the phases will be more relevant to the construction industry. Yeah. So here we talk
okay,
about as a phase, we talk about inception. As a phase of the
okay,
project, we talk about inception, which is the more like initiation of a project. Yeah,
o-
where we end up developing the project charter, or
okay,
we end up preparing the justification for the project. Yeah, and then we have another phase, which is the feasibility phase. It can be
okay.
assessment phase, where we assess the technical feasibility or financial feasibility. Are we in a position to do this kind of work, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then we have the strategy phase. Strategy phase is the design phase primarily. The design phase
Okay,
where we understand, we set up the project governance board. At first, the strategy phase is where we set up the project project manager, project governing body, project
mm-hmm.
organizational structure, the project charter approval, the team assignment of the team members, right? And all these
Okay,
accountability and responsibility metrics, all these things, yeah. And then we have a
okay,
pre-construction is kind of a discussion on the design. Before construction, how do we build? How would it like and function? How would we deliver? So the questions that what we are going to build, who will help us in building, what we will build, those questions about from where the resources will be coming. All these questions about the planning and the designing, technical requirements. What are the technical requirements of the project? So pre-construction
mm-hmm.
means setting up the design and all the
Okay,
design discussions. Yeah, and then the construction
okay,
phase. In the construction phase, things will be constructed, but we will be continuously monitoring that is the construction happening as per the design and all other assurance standards are in place or not. And then testing and
okay,
commissioning phase is there, where
mm,
we do the commissioning of the deliverable and approve them or reject them, and then completion and handover, and then the operations are done. So it's primarily construction industry project life cycle, which we have, which is not actually very much we are familiar because we are working in the telecommunication. But in all, construction project has a different project life cycle, which has different names of the phases, and IT has different names, different project life cycle names. But the project management life cycle stays the same. So if you ask me, inception and feasibility, these come under the initiation, or part of it comes under the planning, and then the strategy comes under the planning. Even design or pre-construction comes under the planning, and construction comes under the execution, and monitoring and controlling, it's part of the testing and
monitoring.
Yeah, testing and commissioning. Yeah, and completion and hardware is part of the closing completion review. Yeah. So project management life cycle is, we can apply directly here. That's not a problem. But project management life cycle is applicable in any industry. Project life cycle is different for each industry. So we are talking here about construction industry. So we have different phases as per the construction industry. Yeah. And if you see,
so project life cycle will differ as per the industry.
Yes, exactly. And also, if you see, there are high level deliverables. For example, if you see, if you have project charter, I think project initiation document, the other name of it is project charter, as we are talking about, right? So in the inception, the high level deliverable will be the charter is ready, project brief or project management plan, project brief, business case kind of. Yeah, this is also part of the project scope statement, what we can refer to as. Yeah. So charter is ready, scope statement is ready, business case is kind of, project execution plan can be a project management plan. Yeah. So these are the deliverables you are talking about here, high level deliverables, project management. And then there will be design outputs, like the design which will be ready, contractual arrangement will be ready, project performance management plan will be prepared, commissioning documents will be ready, handover will be ready. At the end of these phases, particular phases, so we have related it. And then in the completion closure report will be ready, post occupancy evaluation, occupancy strategy, health and safety files. Anyhow, all in all, there are key deliverables of each phase. Yeah. So each phase has specific deliverables. So we are talking about key high level deliverables that also come under the project charter. And we can mention the target date, that when this will be ready. Yeah. When feasibility will be done, when inception will be done, charter will be ready and signed off. So we can put up that target date. When feasibility will be ready, the project scope statement and sign off of business case will be done. So we will be having a target date. Strategy is ready, the plan is ready. Pre-construction design is ready. So the date, and construction, when we are targeting the construction. Sorry. Okay. Then what we have, high level requirements, project objectives, we talk constraints. Yeah, constraints are some limitations. Limitations in terms of, as I said, budget. In terms of budget.
Basically, a risk.
Yeah, exactly. All those risks are part of constraints. Yeah. Constraints. Yeah, you cannot move, or you can move. You can say that constraints are limited time, limited budget, limited resources, unskilled resources. Yeah. Equipment and material that we have is not of substandard material. Inexperienced subcontractors or suppliers, low quality workforce available in the market. So all these are constraints that maybe we can mention them, that with this constraint we can't move. Like this one, we can move little. This one we can negotiate. So each constraint can be under various categories. Yeah. So these are the various fields that I talked about a project charter, and I think we should stop here. It is not important to rush things, but it is important to understand things, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And also a risk, I think we didn't talk about here. The part of the charter is the risk, and how we define the risk are the all the identified risk factors we list here. And then likelihood will be low, medium, high. That how likely it is.
What is likelihood?
Likelihood is the probability, that how likely it is. We think that it will happen or not. So likelihood mean maybe If it is 25% chance, we can say okay, low likelihood is low because 25% chance. The medium is 50%, but high is 90%. Yeah, if the probability is 90%, then we can say it is high. If probability is 50%, we can say it's medium. And high, medium, low is based on entirely our own risk tolerances. What we tolerate, what is the tolerance level of the organization. Similarly, impact can be defined as high, medium, low. Impact can be that 5 days will be lost, 25 days will be lost, or 50 days or 50 days will be lost. So it depends if organization, for an organization, 1 day is a low and 5 days medium and 10 days is high, or if they have 10 days is low, 20 days is medium and 30 days is high. It depends. And prevent by what is the mitigation in place, and react by who will be the owner of the mitigation, who has to take an action.
Okay.
And so on. Yeah. Stakeholder communication plan. Definitely, these are rich templates. We can talk about each stakeholder as we saw here in the list of stakeholders, and we talk about what are the stakeholders we have, and then how often we will be communicating with them, the frequency of communication, and the medium of communication. We can mention here the type of meeting, like face-to-face or Skype meeting, Microsoft Teams meeting, or bi-weekly meeting, whatever. And the goal is that what will be discussed. So for contractors, the goal will be, scope will be different, the objective will be different. For management, the goal might be to present the progress. So for stakeholder communication strategy, this will be our kind of a template. Governance strategy is if there are change requests. So how we will pass on the change. We'll document the change, the impact of the change on the budget, scope. We'll mention here what type of change request is this, asking for more time or more money or more or reduction of the scope, what we are asking here. And then who are the decision makers, and then who we consulted, and then what are their comments, is it approved or rejected, and if it is approved, we can implement it. So all in all, these are the areas that we will be filling in our project. I will share it with you, and you try to fill it. Yeah, try to fill it for some of your projects and show me in the
I'll
next
try
class.
to fill it to my project.
Good.
Okay, then I'll show you.
Great. Okay. All right. I think we should stop here.
Sure.
And we'll do it later.
Okay, sure.
Bye.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.